1. When using the Synthetic Personality Inventory (SPI) test in adult education, which approach best ensures fairness in evaluation? A. Applying the same interpretation framework across all cultural groups. B. Allowing each learner to self-score their own responses. C. Modifying the test items to match the personality of the instructor. D. Ignoring regulatory standards to maintain flexibility. 2. A key principle of adult learning when interpreting SPI test results is to A. Focus only on the weaknesses identified. B. Emphasize learner autonomy in reflecting on results. C. Discourage self-assessment to avoid bias. D. Use results as the sole determinant of learning capacity. 3. Which evaluation method is most appropriate when integrating SPI test outcomes into curriculum development? A. Summative assessment that uses only test scores. B. Norm-referenced comparisons without context. C. Formative evaluation aligned with personality profiles. D. Randomized control assessments with no learner feedback. 4. In mentoring, how should an instructor use SPI test findings? A. To impose the mentor's preferred learning style. B. To tailor guidance to the mentee's motivational traits. C. To predict future failures without context. D. To discourage self-directed learning strategies. 5. Which regulatory compliance factor is most critical when administering the SPI test in professional settings? A. Confidentiality of learner results. B. Allowing supervisors unrestricted access to results. C. Publishing raw data without consent. D. Ignoring institutional privacy policies. 6. In curriculum design, SPI test data should primarily be used to A. Replace subject matter objectives with personality measures. B. Match teaching strategies to diverse learner profiles. C. Simplify learning outcomes to a single dimension. D. Focus only on extroverted learners. 7. A mentor using SPI test outcomes to support growth should prioritize A. Encouraging reflection and self-awareness. B. Comparing mentees against each other. C. Dismissing learner feedback as irrelevant. D. Avoiding discussions about strengths. 8. When evaluating the effectiveness of the SPI test in an adult training program, the best metric is A. Learners' ability to adapt strategies based on results. B. The absolute number of high scores achieved. C. How closely learners' results match industry averages. D. The time taken to complete the test. 9. An instructor communicates SPI test results to learners. To maintain professional practice, the instructor should A. Present results as flexible insights, not rigid labels. E. Dictate the correct personality traits for success. C. Share results only in group settings to save time. D. Avoid allowing learners to ask questions about their profiles. 10. Which of the following demonstrates ethical use of SPI test data? A. Using the results to stigmatize certain personality types. B. Ensuring informed consent before sharing data. C. Automatically assigning roles based on personality scores. D. Publicly ranking learners by test results. 11. When aligning SPI test findings with adult learning principles, instructors should A. Focus exclusively on test outcomes for teaching strategies. E. Use results as a tool for learner-driven goal setting. C. Disregard the learner's prior experiences. D. Apply identical teaching methods to all learners. 12. How can SPI test data best support regulatory compliance in educational institutions? A. By maintaining accurate records in accordance with data protection laws. B. By allowing free public access to personality scores. C. By storing results indefinitely without consent. D. By prioritizing institutional convenience over compliance. 13. Which evaluation approach most effectively validates the SPI test in curriculum use? A. Continuous feedback loops with learners and instructors. B. One-time pilot testing without learner involvement. C. Exclusive reliance on psychometric reliability statistics. D. Ignoring learner context to preserve objectivity. 14. In communication of SPI test outcomes, which practice builds trust? A. Transparency combined with sensitivity to learner concerns. B. Withholding information to maintain instructor control. C. Using overly technical jargon without explanation. D. Presenting results as unchangeable traits. 15. For adult learners, incorporating SPI test results into mentoring ensures effectiveness when A. Results are framed as opportunities for growth. B. Results are used to limit career development options. C. Learners are discouraged from questioning their profiles. D. The mentor uses the data to impose decisions. 16. When integrating SPI test results into training evaluation, the most adult-centered approach is A. Measuring progress by how learners apply self-insights. B. Scoring only on standardized performance outcomes. C. Ignoring personality factors in program assessment. D. Assuming identical progress rates among all learners. 17. Which of the following best reflects compliance in handling SPI test data? A. Limiting access to authorized personnel only. B. Allowing open sharing among colleagues. C. Using the data for non-consensual research. D. Permanently storing data without review. 18. When using SPI test results for curriculum development, instructors should A. Balance content with strategies that accommodate diverse personalities. B. Eliminate standardized outcomes altogether. C. Base curriculum solely on dominant learner traits. D. Ignore personality dimensions in course planning. 19. A mentor applies SPI test outcomes to coaching. Which action reflects best practice? A. Creating individualized growth plans that respect learner autonomy. B. Using results to predict failure without context. C. Applying identical strategies across all mentees. D. Avoiding discussion of personality dimensions. 20. When evaluating SPI test utility, the focus should be on A. Enhancing learner engagement through personalization. B. Prioritizing institutional convenience. C. Treating results as inflexible classifications. D. Ignoring learner feedback. 21. Which principle ensures ethical communication of SPI test outcomes? A. Informed consent and learner-centered feedback. B. Mandatory disclosure to all organizational stakeholders. C. Using outcomes as prescriptive labels for learners. D. Suppressing results to avoid difficult conversations. 22. To meet regulatory standards, facilitators administering the SPI test should A. Provide clear explanation of data handling policies. B. Avoid disclosing how results will be used. C. Transfer learner data to external parties without consent. D. Neglect privacy statements for efficiency. 23. An adult educator applying SPI test findings most effectively demonstrates curriculum development by A. Embedding flexible learning pathways linked to personality insights. B. Removing subject matter expertise from lesson plans. C. Treating personality as the only determinant of learning. D. Designing instruction that excludes introverted learners. 24. Which mentoring practice reflects constructive use of SPI test profiles? A. Encouraging mentees to leverage personality strengths. B. Restricting opportunities based on weaker traits. C. Treating profiles as absolute career predictors. D. Avoiding use of the test in mentoring discussions. 25. The most appropriate evaluation strategy for SPI test integration in professional development is A. Mixed method evaluation, combining quantitative and qualitative data. B. Sole reliance on numerical scores for judgments. C. Ignoring learner perceptions and analysis. D. Conducting a one-time assessment with no follow-up. 26. When adapting SPI test results into curriculum design, instructors should align teaching methods with identified learner preferences. B. Remove all standardized instructional goals. C. Base curriculum entirely on high-scoring learners. D. Dismiss diversity and personality traits. 27. In adult learning, how should facilitators communicate SPI test findings to encourage growth? A. By framing results as developmental opportunities. By labeling learners strictly according to categories. C. By avoiding explanation of potential applications. D. By emphasizing limitations over strengths. 28. Which compliance practice is necessary for ethical administration of SPI tests? A. Regular auditing of data security practices. B. Sharing data without restrictions. C. Ignoring retention policies. D. Allowing external access without consent. 29. The integration of SPI test outcomes into mentoring relationships enhances development when A. Mentees actively reflect and set goals based on insights. B. Mentors predetermine outcomes without input. C. Personality results are treated as unchangeable destiny. D. Learners are discouraged from challenging interpretations. 30. When aligning evaluation with SPI test outcomes, adult educators should prioritize A. Contextualized application of test insights to performance. B. Rigid adherence to test scores alone. C. Excluding learner narratives from evaluation. D. Equating personality with overall ability.